Vinnland Uber Alice by Jack Flake and Rod Harper. Part 3.
I find myself sitting on a stage in the middle of a stadium, listening to endless waves of speeches. The induction ceremony was a once-a-year event where new spiral architects were sworn into service. I sit with other representatives from the spiral architects, waiting our turns to make heroic speeches. Don't get me wrong, I do love the tradition of the ceremony, but sitting here listening to these people, and then to have to get up and speak, I'd much rather be at home with my dogs, sipping brandy, and smoking one of my good cigars. The bright lights of the stadium are blinding. The ceremony is always held at dusk to represent the Spiral Architects Foundation in World War I before the Big Dark. I look out and see 20 or so new Spiral Architects operatives standing at attention. It makes me proud to know that some of these young people will be serving under me soon. Unfortunately, the SA have been keeping a lower profile of late. Not much use for the Vinnlandic Home Guard when one or two operatives would do. No, most of the new recruits will be sent off on special solo missions. Those that did get sent to me would be cursed to endless drills. Gone were the days of actual battles where the Spiral Architects would work as a force. Now was a time of assassins and spies. I missed the Sino-Russian campaign, or Gulf War X. Those were the days. The speakers drone on. I'm not meant for this. Even as I sit and wait my turn to address the crowd and new operatives, my mind wanders to some distant battlefield. Oh, how much easier war was than this. I am disturbed from my pleasant imaginings by a steward.
Sir, there's a very disheveled man making a scene. He insists on talking to you.
Now? Now is not the time. Send him away.
I know, sir. I wouldn't have bothered you, but he gave passcode Epsilon.
Epsilon. It must be Inky. Damn his timing. What would be so urgent he couldn't wait? I get up and follow the steward off the stage. The time for my speech was a ways off, and I wouldn't miss listening to another windbag talk. The steward leads me off to the side of the stage. I look up to see Chief Blowhard Field Marshal Mix get up to speak. He's a nice enough guy, but his stories tend to ramble on. Just then Agent Inky stumbles up to me and grabs my dress uniform in both hands. He looks bad.
Carl, thank God I made it. I found things about Project Paranoid Penguin. I was right. There's a leak in the 12. Someone is working with Warlord.
So there was a link between that screwed-up vote from a few days ago and the Warlord. Inky had come to me with his suspicions about corruption in the 12, and after that vote I agreed with him. I sent him to Africa to see what he could dig up. I guess he found out more than he'd expected. Slow down, buddy. Do you know who?
I never found out which ones. More than one.
A single shot from a rifle rings out. Screams and commotions from the stage area catch my ear. I look down at Inky, but it's too late. He's dead. His clothes are soaked red with his blood. He must have been hurt getting to me. I have no time to think about Inky or Paranoid Penguin. I rush to the stage, leaving Inky's body behind. I pull out one of my pistols and take to the stairs, 2 at a time. I rush to the prone form of Mix. Everyone else on the stage and in the area is running for cover and cowering behind their chairs. The Spiral Architects are definitely not what they used to be. I reach Mix, and I can tell he's already dead. A single round from a high-powered sniper rifle right through the face. Before I can think, someone else runs up. It's Warren Peace, an old drinking buddy and head of internal investigations. Well, you got here quick.
I rush up to the body to see Carl Gustav leaning over it. He has blood on him, but not from Mix that I can tell. Interesting. I just got here for the ceremony, and now another murder? Round went right through Mix's face, just like Nath. Another perfect shot.
Another murder? What's...
Carl is interrupted as both our personal comms chirp in our ears. We just look at each other and touch our ears to answer. The comms are implanted behind the ear and relay messages to our iMods. Standard equipment for the SA. Over my left eye an incoming text appears, and now Carl is seeing the same thing. It reads, 3rd member of the 12 murdered. No longer statistical anomaly. 12 being targeted. It was from Central Computer as part of the protocols. I guess you're the failsafe for the failsafe.
Third?
Weren't you messaged on the first two?
I think back to the blinking message on my computer. I guess it couldn't wait. Who?
Beverly D. Killed in action abroad, and Yuri Nath, sniped in his condo. I knew Carl had known Yuri. We'd been at some of the same parties together. Carl looked a little shocked for a split second, but resumed his cool demeanor quickly.
Yuri and Bev dead? This wasn't good, and now Mix too. A quarter of the 12 already dead. I have to find out what Warren knows. This can't be a coincidence with Inky and all. I never knew Bev was a 12.
And it seems Mix was too. Carl just nods. Did he know about Mix? Do you know of any others?
I look at Warren with a long, hard look. I know Warren is one, but don't let on. No. You?
I shake my head. No use letting on to Carl that I know he is one too. I smirk a little to let him know anyway. I can't resist.
This was getting personal. Warren and I have to find out our would-be assassin and get to the bottom of this. Inky had said more than one. Were they the ones getting assassinated? Or were they getting rid of the competition?
This might be getting interesting.
To be continued.
Hey, Jack.
Hey, Rob.
Funny meeting you here.
In the studio, in front of the mic. It's uncanny.
It's not a regular occurrence anymore. Ever since Studio H got shut down for, well, things.
Violations. Health code violations. You know how it is.
Ever since that happened, it's not been as regular.
Speaking of regular, you regularly update your Twitter account.
I call it our Twitter account because it's Vinnland, OTR.
And what does that stand for, Rob?
Vinnland Old Time Radio. That's this little podcast we do. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Have not.
That's funny because you recorded it. Oh, I didn't tell you were recording?
No, this is just me being me. Anyways, so if someone would want to follow your Twitter account.
Our Twitter account.
How would they do that?
At Vinnland OTR.
Fantastic. And people who don't want to follow our Twitter account, who are on Twitter, you make baby Jesus cry. Live with that.
At Vinnland OTR. 2 N's in Vinnland. It's not Vineland, it's Vinnland. If you can't spell, we don't want you.